Hello everyone, I'll be playing a bit more Pucks today, with a decklist very similar to what I was playing in the previous video. I think I changed one or two cards. Let's see. Yeah, I tried, so like off camera, I tried like cutting back to 25th land for putting in a third Dark Ritual, but I really got mana screwed a lot. Like if I would cast Smallpox, I wouldn't recover. I would be lacking in black mana, so I think 26 lands is actually quite necessary. But one of the changes I made is switching one Pithing Needle for a second Sorcerer's Spyglass, because it has been quite good for me. Like it came up especially in a match against what's it called, like Big Red or Chandra Stompy. I'm not sure exactly which version it was. But yeah, they had a Chalice on one and then kept playing stuff like sneak attacks and so on, and I had a Pithing Needle in hand. I figured seeing what's in your opponent's hand could be quite important in this. I can see which card do I not want. So he plays Deathrite, I push it. Then he plays something else, I can Liliana it. I guess Leovold drawing him extra cards is most annoying for now. It could be a mistake, like if he ever gets to the 4th mana for Jace the Mind Sculptor, but and if he draws a Force of Will, he might force my Fatal Push here. So I might as well just have kept. I might as well have taken the Deathrite because he only has one land, and then like push the Jace if he plays it. But well, I think I'm fine with this because now like he drew a land, so that pushing the Deathrite makes me not lose too much tempo by having something to do this turn. So he has one unknown card, which we do not want to be Force of Will. Thought sees me, sure. Do we know exactly all the cards in his hand? Here I need the Inquisition first, because otherwise he could discard the Snapcaster to my Liliana and then my Inquisition would do nothing. Okay, that's a good play by my opponent. Either I plus, because I really want some of these cards to get out of his hand. Oh yeah, I think I plus and then I Rishadan Port him, so he can't cast the second card. And then I discard my own Swamp, because I might want my second Liliana. He can just attack here with his Snapcaster and take my Lily down, so I definitely need to keep the Liliana in hand. Tap blue, because I have a Urborg in play, so tapping the Swamp doesn't do anything, because this is actually Swamp as well. I think I want to Thoughtseize here and take the Jace, because, let's see, playing Liliana, if I play Liliana he might draw a land and play the Jace. I think preventing the Jace to come down is the most important. Oh yeah, he already had a land. Here I can tap his island, and then next turn I can Liliana and make him sacrifice. That's annoying. And unfortunately, we are one mana short of killing both creatures here. Like, I guess he sacrificed the Snapcaster and then attacks my Liliana with his Deathrite. Then we can push it, but he'll... Otherwise you would have had our Liliana in play here. I do not play land here because I learned that keeping lands, like keeping one land in hand is okay, like in case you draw a Cursed Scroll or something similar here. I think here I need to take the Tropical because that lets him cast... my opponent F6'd by accident, I think. Oh well, anyway, we take the Tropical because that lets him cast something like Leovold. And he already has every other color at least twice. Those are not the best stop decks. So then we take the Volcanic, because yeah, the Badlands... like, this is also making black due to Urborg, so this is actually a better Badlands. Return Snapcaster's Brainstorm, maybe? Ooh, Kolaghan's Command, returning... Turn target creature. Which creature? Oh, we return Snapcaster, okay. That's not bad. That's also a good reason to keep the Swamp in hand. Because then if they upkeep Kolaghan's Commanders and we have top deck the Liliana or something, we won't need to discard the Liliana. Yeah, I think our opponent already has gained too much advantage, so we are very unlikely to win this. They have 3 cards in hand. They're probably better than our Dark Ritual. I'm actually gonna cast this Dark Ritual in response to the Kolaghan's Command. Just so we don't have to discard it. He's probably gonna return the Kess. Like, Kess seems like the best value here, because he can play it next turn and then still ponder. So he gets like immediate value. It's on each of his turns, and he makes us discard. I do not discard. If this had been a Thoughtseize, I think we might have been fine. Oh yeah, definitely, like the other cards were not doing anything. He gets to play Guess into Ponder. I think I can see one more turn to draw a Toxic Deluge, but very unlikely to recover from this. Because he will already have had a double chance at finding a blue card for the Force of Will. I can play this, but then it dies next turn, and he just keeps drawing more cards by flashing back his Ponders, so it's a little bit too late. Yeah, matchups like these, sometimes I think like having a Nihil Spellbomb, or however you pronounce it, could be good, but I'm not entirely sure what I would want to cut. I'll have to think about that. Like Surgical is okay against the Kolaghan's command thing, but I think Spellbomb feels better. Because it cantrips, and like Surgical is just not great. But of course of course Surgical is better against Black Red Reanimator and other decks. We actually don't have mana to pay if we draw a Toxic Deluge. Okay, so he kills my Liliana. At least it buys us a turn, I guess. Here I can't waste them because I need... Actually I'm dead, right? Because I go down to 4 and I need to pay 4 life for a Deluge to be able to kill all these things. Oh, I would have drawn it. But anyway, they had Force of Will as well. Pardon me. So, doesn't really matter. Definitely one of these against the Planeswalkers. Probably some number of Surgicals to take their value spells. Dark Covenant seems very mediocre in against the Kolaghan's commands and other stuff, but I might consider them. They're definitely better against Miracles and non-Kolaghan's command decks. Look at some of these. I think I don't want The Trini Sphere-like effects. Yeah, maybe Dark Confidant is slightly better than Tombstalker. Because Tombstalker is kind of weak against Baleful's tricks anyway. And if this draws us one card before they get to kill it, I'll be happy. So I got some number of Smallpox because of Dark Confidant. And because spot, I think spot removal is slightly worse against this deck. Oh, this does nothing. This does not really anything, but I'll keep and try to scry to something good. I'll keep the Smallpox on top in case they play a turn 1 Deathrite. And otherwise I'll play Rishadan Port next turn and start porting them. Maybe I should have let them play first, but if I want to be on a Dark Confidant plan against them, letting them play first has given them like one more chance to find Force of Will or a removal spell before I get to play my Confidant. I think I want to Thoughtseize plus Smallpox here before playing my Liliana. So they'll have 2 mana next turn. I probably don't want them to him me. Because then if they hit my Liliana, I got nothing going on. Then I sacrifice my Urborg because I'll have 2 black mana next turn anyway. Opponent discarded K command. They'll play Jace, it seems. They have 1 chance at Force of Will here, like I know 2 of the 3 cards. Then next turn they'll either Brainstorm or Kolaghan's Command something back. This card is very good against us. Like even the artifact mode, we have Pithing Needles and Cursed Scrolls. So maybe I should have trimmed the Cursed Scroll, because it's not so good against Kolaghan's Command. We chose not to Kolaghan's Command this here. We could have done it before, so he wouldn't need to discard 1 more card, but I'll gladly accept this trade. Discards Brainstorm, that's interesting. He wouldn't have needed to discard his Brainstorm if he had K commanded before, but I guess now he gets to return a creature. If he did it in his turn, he would have wanted us to discard the Swamp, which we didn't care about. Yeah, now this is gonna get loose. Don't think we win this round anymore. And this could flashback either a Brainstorm or a Ponder. Then 2 turns later it could do the same, so he'll have drawn like a bunch of extra cards. Actually, he'll only get to flashback something once because we can kill it with Mishra if he minuses here. So he pluses. He might be faking like a removal spell here. Like, if he has Kolaghan's Command, it would be very bad to just attack here. So that's why I tap his stuff in my first main phase, then I go to the beginning of combat. And if he has the Bolt, he could fetch another Volcanic here, or the Badlands. But at least he'll have wasted his fetch. Big Jace, okay. I don't think we survive this. Yeah, he tops. Great. Oh yeah, I can kill it with Kolaghan's Command next turn. Sure. I'll probably concede in like 2 turns if we don't find anything. Yeah. I'm attacking Telepath here because if he wants to flashback the Kolaghan's Command to kill my Confidant, at least he'll lose his Jace. And attacking Jace Mind Sculptor for 2 doesn't really achieve anything. Okay, so he's gonna K-command my Confidant. I guess I'll still try for a few turns here. We might draw a Pithing Needle before he draws another Kolaghan's Command or Snapcaster. Kind of unlikely though, because you'll have Brainstormed a few times before then. I think my opponent made an incorrect line, by the way. I think he should have pondered before bouncing my Confidant, in case like he found another removal spell. I could also attack into the Leovold and then kill it with Collective Brutality, but that seems weak. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that. Because we're not winning otherwise anyway. If you're not attacking, if you're not pressuring the Jace. Yep, that's game over. We're not. Let's move on to the next round. Seems like a very, very bad matchup in general. I mean, it's the best value deck, and Pox can't deal with cards that generate a lot of value, so... Like this card is kind of weak against them as well, because they have Snapcasters and Colorcast commands. So basically everything everything Pox does nothing against them. And we found a second opponent. Let's hope it's let's hope it's not the same one as the previous round. It's not. I think last time I played against this guy he was on Death and Taxes. So not having one the die roll is very important here. Because if they get to play turn 1 Ether File, we are definitely not favored. Well, if we are on the play we can turn 1... If they're on the play we can turn... If we are on the play, I mean we can turn 1 Thoughtseize their Ether File. This hand is not stellar, but if they play a creature, at least we can Liliana and make them sacrifice it. Yeah, like this Mother of Runes. Very lucky they didn't have a file here, because then they could file in the Mother of Runes end of turn. And then yeah, Liliana would have been a lot worse. So, do I want to... I think I want to plus because I've got a whole bunch of lands. And they probably have to discard a card that's more valuable than my extra lands. Yeah, like Recruiter. That's a 2-for-1. I'm not discarding the Swamp here, even though Mishra's Factory is like more useful, because they have Rishadan Port and I will need double black at some point, so I prefer to have 3 swamps in play. Um, Recruiter getting Revoker, Stoneforge. Those would be the two cards. Actually, he can't cast Stoneforge because of Mother of Runes. That doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it does stop Liliana, the Last Hope, and Collective Brutality, and actually Fatal Push, but it stops like 5 cards in our deck, so that's not... Probably Revoker would be better against Pucks in general. Rishadan Port is annoying here, because I can't cast the Doomfall this way. So I think I waste their port instead of the Wasteland. Because Wasteland doesn't do anything, and next turn I'll have 4 mana for the Doomfall, and after that I can cast the Tombstalker. Okay, never mind. I'll still be able to cast the Tombstalker. And hopefully they don't find a white source for us Swords of Plowshares anytime soon. Because this should keep them busy for a while. Okay, they did find the plains and probably a plow. Okay, they did not. Nether Void counter stuff. They have Cavern of Souls. That's not too great. Probably want to get rid of the Batterskull here, because if I let them exile a creature, they choose something unimportant like the Canonist. So I'm gonna take their Batterskull. Because I don't think I can beat it with this like board or hand. Could like top deck Toxic Deluge and then like clear the board and wasteland them so they can't replay the Batterskull, but all of that is very unlikely. Like the chances are very low. This is one of the reasons why Tombstalker is quite okay in this deck. Like we paid 3 mana for a 5/5 flying, and if we're behind, like he just prevents them from attacking like few turns. It probably already saved us like 6 damage, probably like 12 damage by next turn if they don't attack. Good plow. I'm afraid he's gonna bite the dust here. Let's make this into a giant creature before it dies. Actually not giant, it's just a 2/2. I think they only have a Thalia, so this Inquisition is not so good. Oh, they have Flicker Wisp, sure. I'm keeping this in hand because if they find a waste, if I find a Toxic Deluge, I don't want to die to them having a Wasteland this turn. I don't know. I don't know if porting their port does anything, but I don't want to get ported. Probably. So this is my last chance of drawing a sweeper. Because I can pay 2 life, I go down to 2. Nope. Did not find it. One Damnation to the Slaughter Liliana. Pithing Needles, Ratchet Bombs, and Dark Confidence. I've seen they usually bring in stuff like Rest in Peace if they see the Tombstalker, so that's why changing them for Dark Confidence is often very good. Like Nether Void is bad against Cavern of Souls, Turnisphere is bad against Aetherfile. I mean, Nether Void is also bad against Aetherfile. And usually I get some number of Inquisitions or Smallpox against them. Inquisition is not like, sometimes they bring in stuff like Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, or like even just you can't take Better Skulls. Although on the play, maybe it's important to take their Aetherfiles. So maybe on the play it's slightly better. I'll consider it. I take out some Smallpox because it's weak against, like, they're already taxing our mana and they have Aetherfiles and we don't. And I want to keep it like Dark Confidence in play as well. So I got 4 more cards. Maybe on the play I want to keep my Inquisitions. Probably if we win this game and we're on the draw, I cut them again. And I'm gonna keep this because it has answers to Vile and Curse Scroll is also very good here. Like, it's even colorless because it's an colorless artifact, so it doesn't get stopped by Mother of Runes. And the opponent is in the tank, whether to mulligan or not. Maybe they have like a hand that's like just one land, Aetherfile, and they're wondering whether or not they want to risk dying to a turn on Thoughtseize, for example. Or maybe they just want to get a snack. I'll lead with Inquisition here, because it can take anything we want. Well, Thoughtseize, like, they have something like the Gideon, but they'll still have it next turn, and maybe they top deck a Better Skull. Then I want to be able to double Thoughtseize to also take their Battle Skull. Maybe against some Force of Will decks or so, maybe you want to play Thoughtseize first, depending on the situation, but there's nothing that you want to take on turn 1 that costs more than 3 mana against Death and Taxes. But I definitely need to take the Gideon this turn. Might be the last time we get to have an answer for it. Like, technically we have To the Slaughter, but we would need 4 card types for Delirium in case they have a creature. It's like if they don't have a creature, they have to sacrifice the Planeswalker anyway. But since the Planeswalker makes creatures, they're very likely to have creatures. So then you need Delirium to be able to kill both of them. I feel like Plow doesn't really do anything, so I'll take the Thalia here. Might be incorrect, but we'll see about it. I guess play the Curse Scroll. Curse Scroll is important to keep your upkeep step up. Like, especially if you have 1 card in hand, because then you want to activate it before you top deck a second card. Oh, that's very good. Or even if you have 2 cards in hand, if you activate in your upkeep, you have like a 50% chance. Then otherwise, if you draw a non-land card, you only have like a 33% chance anymore. Revoker is fine because we can Curse Scroll it. Kill this, they get the Revoker, we kill the Revoker, hopefully. I could attack here and make them waste their Plow. Then if they waste my Urborg, I can't Curse Scroll anymore. So I think that's... like, otherwise this Mishra's Factory just becomes a Thoughtseize. Which is kind of a waste of my land. Mother of Runes, sure. Might even want a Damnation next turn. I'm gonna try to Curse Scroll, kill the Revoker. But if that fails, because if I can kill the Revoker with the Curse Scroll, I can kill the Mother of Runes with Liliana. But if I miss here, I'll still only have 50% chance in my upkeep to kill it. And I really... let's see, I'll name Damnation. How do I name... yeah, I guess I'll name Damnation. Okay. It worked. So now we don't need to waste our... Damnation yet, because we can keep the board clean this way. And again, because of Damnation, I don't want to attack with Mishra's Factory here. Because they Plow it, we lose the cards, and then they could waste us, and we won't have 4 mana for Damnation anymore. Mirran Crusader, sure. Damnation. Ah, did not hit. What does that mean? I don't want to try again here, because then if I miss again, he gets to attack Liliana for 4. So I need to take a draw. Ooh. This, however, is very good. kill your thing, +1, and then we get the ultimate. I don't think they have an answer for infinite zombie tokens. See, maybe on the draw, Dark Ritual is okay. Definitely Inquisition gets worse because they already have played their Ether Vial. And I would think like some number of Smallpox maybe. But then we would need to cut one more thing. I think maybe on the draw, do I cut the Confident or not? I think I keep the Confidence in both of them. Also, because they're on the play, they're more likely to have Ether Vials. So maybe I don't want to bring in more than one Smallpox. Opponent plays first. I think I'm gonna be greedy and keep this. Like, I have turn 1 Liliana and turn 2 Liliana. Or I could Thoughtseize plus Sorcerer's Spyglass here, but I think I need to go for Liliana here. Preserve my second Dark Ritual. If I play this Liliana, he could play a Revoker, and we can play out our second one. If you play this Liliana, we need to discard something. I think I played this one because it's a win condition by ultimating. He could have Pithing Needle instead of Revoker, in which case this one doesn't do anything. Okay, he did have the Revoker. So we got to kill it, but I don't think this was a hand where I wanted to discard something turn 1. Like, it was very clear which cards I would want to take. Maybe playing the Mishra's Factory is wrong here. Like, it allows me to Thoughtseize. But, oh, they have more Revokers. Okay, I guess Thoughtseize could have been worth it. Because we need to get rid of these Revokers. But also they can't wasteland us if they want to play a Revoker, unless they top deck a land. They did top deck a land. Oh, they did not waste me, that's also very good. So they name Liliana Last Hope, and this Liliana doesn't get to kill it. We have double Mishra. What does this mean? I can use it as a blocker. I can use it as a... Oh no, he has Reshad and Port. So he can tap it before I block, then waste the other. Definitely need to play this land though. Definitely need to plus here. Then he attacks it anyway. So I'm basically trading one of these cards for... I think I let him kill this and I play out my stuff first. Then I don't waste any of my cards. Okay. Reshad and Port is most annoying because it can take us off black. I take Reshad and Port. Then we take, I guess, the Disenchant. I can discard a Plow. And then we need to top deck something to kill the Revoker as soon as possible. Ether Vial, sure. And I mean something castable, because we don't have double black for another Liliana. So that doesn't count. Ooh, this does count. Opponent only has Swords to Plowshares in hand. So opponent this nice top deck, and he's correct. So, as I was saying, I think I probably ultimate this as soon as possible before he draws. I mean, he only has like one Revoker left, but maybe he has Pithing Needles as well. I'm gonna play the Confident here. He has Swords to Plowshares in hand, but at least he won't be able to plow our Mishra's factory anymore. And this means it can attack Liliana, or it can protect itself from the Liliana. Like, it can't protect itself from Liliana because we will ultimate it. It can attack it, so it will take one more turn to ultimate, because we need to kill the mother first. He does not. I think that's a very wrong choice. He has nothing in hand, right? Definitely making an army here. Not attacking here. Into like a blocker. Just want to make as many zombies before, like, I just want to be sure before I attack, because any zombie I lose in my attack phase means I get one less zombie in my end step. So I lose 2 zombies a turn. Oh, we won this. That's surprising. Turns out all you need is 1 swamp, 2 dark rituals, and 2 Lilianas. And a top deck Innocent Blood to beat the Death and Taxes. I think this match, for anyone who hasn't seen the card in action a lot, kind of proves the power of Liliana at Last Hope. Even in a shell like Pox, there are just some matchups like Elves and Death and Taxes where Or she just completely wrecks them if they don't have a revoker immediately. And even if they have revoker, as soon as you can kill it, it stops being good. And I mean, Liliana becomes great again. And also the Innocent Blood, drawing it there means the Rishadan Port was definitely the right choice for the Sorcerer's Spyglass and not the Wasteland. Because all we needed was one black to win this game. And Rishadan Port could have taken us off our only black source. Third round. Karaz would like to play first, yes. No, this is an... I think this is an... Is this an easy mulligan or just a mulligan? I mean, if they're a creature deck, I think I'm gonna keep this in the blind. If they are a creature deck, this will definitely be good against them. We can sacrifice the first Urborg to our Smallpox, for example. Planes. I think I want to upkeep port their planes. If they're blue, they can play Trinisphere. If they go like at second planes and Ether File, I definitely don't. My opponent might still think I'm Death and Taxes by this opening, so I'm hiding as much information as possible. Caracas, interesting. If I play Trinisphere here, they just untap and pay 3 mana for something. So I think I waste the Caracas, play another Wasteland, and just keep porting them until they run out of stuff to do. I'm keeping Wasteland open here in case they play a non-basic that I want to waste in their turn, like Rishadan Port, or them having a Wasteland on our Wasteland, or whatever. Oh, Stodger Stumpy. That's... Suppression Field is definitely good against all of these cards. I think I want to waste here. This was exactly one of the reasons why playing the well, tapping the Rishadan port with like Mishra's Factory was better than with Wasteland, because at least I could waste their stuff in response. And Liliana, I can't be activated unless I pay 2, but by playing her now, if he plays a creature next turn, I can just tap 2 mana and make them sacrifice it. And if they're a Stompy deck, Trinisphere is definitely not good. Thalia with Caracas up. So that means I probably want to play Innocent Blood. Oh, actually they can't even bounce it because Caracas costs 2 mana. I think I still play Innocent Blood. Make them sacrifice it. And then discard a card from their hand. Like this Trinisphere seems bad. So I don't mind discarding my Trinisphere. And I definitely don't mind them losing the second Thalia. That would be annoying, like, to deal with. I mean, it's not really annoying because we can make them sacrifice it, but just them having less creatures overall means like we're less likely to run out of removal spells. So otherwise we kill it and then we kill it. We just have to keep killing stuff. Another suppression field is a pain in the ass. Fortunately we drew another really bad card for the matchup. So I don't mind discarding it. They have another Heretic Cathar, sure. If they have another suppression field, we're kind of screwed, because then Liliana isn't really going to achieve anything. So here I am 1 mana short of attacking with Mishra's Factory, because I can Innocent Blood away the Palace Jailer. I think I'm still going for it next turn. So I'm gonna plus Liliana, discard Smallpox, I guess, because I will need the Urborg. Do I need the Urborg to attack? 3-4. If they don't play a creature, I don't need Urborg to attack. So I think I'm gonna discard that. Might need the Smallpox to clean up the board. Actually, I might have made a mistake there. Is Urborg... Okay, never mind, we drew a land. Because now I can ultimately Liliana, make them choose between like this stuff or their lands. I think I want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely want both suppression fields in a pile, and it will be a pile that they're likely to sacrifice. And I'll put in the Preeminent Captain here. If they choose this pile, sure, I can't attack, but I can play Smallpox, so they sacrifice the Preeminent Captain anyway, and their last card in hand, so they'll just be left with 2 suppression fields. Ooh, they went for that. I'll sacrifice the Rishadan Port, it's never gonna do anything useful here. So we need to draw 1 land and we can attack and take the Monarchy. Or we need to draw a Tombstalker and attack next turn and still win. I want Ratchet Bomb against this deck because they also play Chalice, Chrome Mox, and of course the suppression fields, but then again suppression field kind of slows down the Ratchet Bomb a lot anyway. So it's kind of, yeah, very double. Turnisphere was bad. I think they play Cavern of Souls, and Nether Void is bad against Cavern of Souls. It might bring you Rest in Peace after having seen the Tombstalker, so this is a choice I'll have to make. Last Hope seems good, To the Slaughter seems okay, Ratchet Bomb. Since they play actually activated abilities, like they play suppression fields, so they probably don't have any interesting activated abilities. I think I cut a Curse Scroll because it's bad against both Chalice and suppression field. I'll cut... I'm not entirely sure here which one I want. I do expect to see Rest in Peace. I'll take out the Tombstalkers, and if they if they are not playing the Rest in Peace, then I might bring them back in. But especially on the draw, maybe this is quite slow. And they're on the play, so I could see trimming some 1 mana discard spells. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. Turn 1 Dark Confident, unless they have a turn 1 Chalice. But then we still have turn 2 Dark Confident. So I'll keep this and hope to draw 1 mana card. So like I don't waste my 3rd black mana. Or we just get Chaliced and then I hope I don't draw 1 mana card. Enlistment Officer, Thalia. Okay, no Dark Ritual here. But we'll still get to... probably want to Smallpox first now, depending on what I play. Good Dark Ritual into Smallpox, because then I don't need to sacrifice my Dark Confident yet. Okay, annoying Thalia. I kind of need to hope they sacrifice Heretic Cathar, because Liliana Last Hope will be able to deal with the other one. But... so I discard Urborg. Actually no, we need Urborg to guarantee double black. I think I discard Mish... no... I think I discard Rishadan Port. I don't think it's going to be very important at this point. Like, making creature to block might be more important to survive the first turns. Yeah, we definitely need them to sacrifice the Heretic Cathar, because otherwise our other land's going to play tapped and we don't even get to play Dark Confident. So we were lucky they picked the wrong card. I play Mishra here. In case they top deck another Heretic Cathar, I want to have my basic swamp in hand. Let's see, this could have been a Tombstalker, but then we wouldn't have been able to cast it yet, so definitely happy with this being a Dark Confident in this position. Wasteland. I do not want to waste them here, again, because I need to play this Liliana next turn. I do attack with my Confident, and I use the Mishra's Factory to block his Thalia if he attacks. Okay, he knows about Mishra as a blocker. Liliana is also good at killing our own Confident, like in case we flip we flip like a Damnation into another big spell, we might just be wanting to kill our own Dark Confident. He already did his job by drawing like 2 cards by next turn. Oblivion Ring, that's not friendly. Okay, we are getting lower on life, but I definitely want to Thoughtseize first. Make sure nothing's going on. Yeah, I like this Armageddon. Can take Armageddon with Collective Brutality, so I'll leave that in hand. War Chief just makes his stuff cheaper. I can do the Slaughter It, and like Enlistment Officer gives him some card advantage. So and I think a drain here because 6 life is kind of low. Discard a swamp. Take your Armageddon. And actually, I think I do want to Wasteland here, because then he can't cast the Dire Warchief. I think that's more important than dealing 2 damage with the Mishra's Factory. We don't have any 5 drops, so we don't lose to keeping our Confidant alive here. Which means I can wait 1 more turn to kill it. If he... No, never mind. Like this Doomfall. I could play Doomfall here to take his Dire Warchief, but if he draws a Soul Land and plays it, I can also use the Doomfall to just exile it. I don't think I need to make that decision yet. So I think I just attack. If I take any damage here, I need to kill my own Confidant. Ooh, I definitely need to do that now. So, how much mana will I have this turn? 6. I need 3 to kill this, so I have 3 left. I can play Liliana without activating it, I suppose. Or I could not waste my own cards and just use Liliana to kill my own Dark Confidant. Seems better. Because then I keep these 2 cards in hand in case I... Oops. In case I need more creatures to deal with. Let's see, make this into a creature. Nope, opponent has seen enough. Yeah, we would have attacked for only for 2 here. Or did we play land already? We played land. We would attack for 2 here, but next turn I think we could attack for 4. So he was lost no matter what. Fourth round of today. Olivetti, I'm not sure what he's usually playing. I think I played against him before. Maybe something like Black Red Reanimator or big, or like Genre Stompy or so. I think I'll keep it anyway. It's a reasonable hand. Like turn 1 interaction and against, like, in grindy matchups this could be okay. Ooh, Savannah means it's definitely gonna be a fair and interactive matchup, so I think we could be okay here. Oh, he's playing blue though. Thalia is gonna make our life really annoying, but so is Leovold. Leovold draws them a bunch of cards though, so the Sword of Fire is nice. I'm actually not sure we can beat this unless we draw Toxic Deluge. Just combination of these 3 cards means that probably lose no matter what I take. I think I take Thalia here because she taxes our potential Toxic Deluge out. So we are more likely to beat the other cards, I think. He does not play Leovold. That's really good news for us. I mean, really good is... I mean, he could just play next turn. If he draws land, he could play the sword and equip. No, that doesn't do anything. Either way, I can't concede here. Like, I was considering if he played Leovold or something, like I was considering conceding, so like my opponent wouldn't know what kind of deck I was on. Because now they know for sure that I am Pox. Like double swamp into Cursed Scroll usually only means one thing. This Liliana, he just sacrifices the birds and then he still draws a card. So that's just he's not casting Leovold then, okay. Okay, so I think he should have played the sword before. No, he can still play Leovold, never mind. I'm not playing the... I'm playing a basic here. Wait, maybe I shouldn't have auto-yellowed here. I can Curse Scroll and randomly hit like with either Liliana or Mishra's Factory. So I have a 40% chance of naming correctly. But yeah, and I can also just top deck Toxic Deluge like this one turn, but I think after in 2 turns it won't do anything anymore. Because he will already have gotten in too much damage of the sword. Yep, that's a good call. Yeah, I realized too late. I should have tried to kill his Deathrite there. Because then he wouldn't have been able to play the sword and equip. And I would have been in a slightly better spot. Like, at least he would have drawn 1 less card, I would have taken less damage. We're gonna name... Liliana of the Veil. 40% chance. Ooh, we did hit. Drew a swamp. Probably need to kill the Deathrite to stay alive, because this is 7 damage. So just playing Liliana, making him sacrifice a bird, means we lose. So play swamp. Scroll Deathrite. It's like superstition, so it doesn't matter what I name it. I think I want to name Mishra's Factory, because we just revealed Liliana. Oh, did not lose the game. Should have killed this Deathrite last turn and not have had an equipped sword. But we wouldn't have drawn the removal spell anyway. So we definitely want Needles, Wretched Bombs and Liliana here. Just to kill more stuff. Probably want less discard. He might bring in some Planeswalkers. So I probably want the Thoughtseizes just in case he plays something that we can't deal with. But I don't think Confident is what I want at this point. See, Sphere can be cut. Nether Void maybe, like this could still be okay, but he probably has a lot of small stuff. I like this mostly against combo decks. Maybe I cut the Dark Rituals and bring in the one more Inquisition. Like I do play Thalias, but like against Death and Taxes, the Dark Ritual is slightly better because yeah, they constrict your mana with Rishadan ports and so on. So easy mulligan. This is reasonable. I don't think I want a Needle before I see what they have. Yes, I want more black mana. I think it's too greedy to needle their Windswept Heat there, like they probably crack it in response. I think I want to lead with Collective Brutality here, because they have some cards like Leovold or Knight of the Reliquary that don't die to -2/-2 effects. So playing that first seems better. Do I want to escalate this to check for what they have in? I think I want to escalate, see what they have in hand, so I know if I have to Pithing Needle something or Wasteland something or not. And I don't think I need the Urborg, like it will help them as well. And we got to take a card, that's very good, so we don't lose out there. They will resolve a Silhouette Library, that will be very problematic. So if we waste them, they can still play it off the Verdant Catacombs. So Verdant Catacomb, Wasteland doesn't seem so good. Then they have Qasali. So either we needle the sword or the Qasali. I think I needle the sword. Sword of Fire and Ice. At least they'll have to spend a lot of mana to play this and then sacrifice, so that they'll waste 3 more mana. Because if I needle the Qasali, they just play the sword and equip, and they don't need to spend this 3 mana to deal with my needle. I don't know why they fetch, they should just play Silhouette Library here, because I can't deal with it. If they play something that's not Silhouette Library, I get one more chance at top decking Thoughtseize. So I think... Wasteland is kind of bad against their Knight of the Reliquary in hand. We'll just make it better. Innocent Blood. I think I want to keep... No, I mean, I probably just play it here. And just hope to top deck something else like a Liliana or so. Now they also get to play Sylvan Library this turn, so maybe I should have wasted them so they wouldn't play 2 3-mana spells. 2 2-mana spells here. I think that's a bad reasoning. Here I'm definitely gonna waste and port them just to restrict their green access. I mean, they'll still have it, but... Scrib Ranger, Return of Forest. Oh, that's cute. I guess I should have wasted their Scrubland, but whatever. And yeah, they attack. I don't think they want to block here, so I might as well attack. Because due to Exalted, they will attack me back for 2 damage anyway. Could cut him off black though. I don't think they have any important black spells, but taking this green doesn't do anything either. So I might as well tap the Scrubland. Actually, they have Bayou in hand. Never mind, they do have black. Why is my opponent not playing Sylvan Library? Just doesn't make any sense. Wastelanding them makes their knight stronger. Don't want to do that. This is definitely better here than a Dark Confidant, I think. So at least it can trade with their knight. Oh, actually no, they have Exalted. So we don't trade with the knight, but we can attack, we can kill them in 3 turns if necessary. Maybe 4 turns if they block. Okay, we should maybe have kept Wasteland open. No, they would still have been able to tap it first. I guess Cradle is very strong as a one-off in Maverick. It probably should be played more. Oh, they can untap this with the Scrib Ranger. Yeah. Very dead here. Still don't think I block. Nope. Like even if I blocked, maybe I had one more turn to draw Damnation, but they have Sylvan Library, so it didn't matter. Very disfavored or unfavored in that match. They didn't even need Sylvan Library, which is like the best card against Pox ever. And last match of this league and this video will be against Canican. Again, would like to play first. I think in the dark I keep this. Like if you know it's a fair deck, this is a good hand. If your opponent is on something unfair, it might be a bit slow, but there's still collective brutality, so... Okay, yeah, we get to kill Mimic, at least. I think I want to escalate with a... pitching the Urborg and draining life or checking for instance. I think I just want to drain. Because if they might play something like Warping Whale, which would be annoying, but I don't think that's usually a main deck card. They might have Dismember, but that doesn't do anything until I draw Tombstalker, so... So I mainly just want to not die before I get to stabilize, and draining life seems fine there. Smasher, it's gonna hurt. Ooh, and this one for 5. That means I don't want to play out this Liliana yet. I think I want to try to kill the other one first with something like... yeah, like Curse Scroll. Curse Scroll is like 67% chance of hitting there. I think I want to prevent the damage here. They could Thought Knot Seer me post combat, and then I would be guaranteed to hit with the swamp. But I think not taking 2 damage is also worth considering. They really don't want my Liliana to kill this and this one, it seems. If I kill this now, they already get to put another creature into play with it potentially. So if I kill this scroll, it should be next turn. Definitely Thal Seizing here. Check for a Smasher. No Smasher. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe I should have killed this first. They could have drawn a card of it. If I kill this now, I take 3 less damage, but I could put something into play that they can sacrifice to Liliana. Now I need... They could like draw Thought-Knot Seer or something. Is name Liliana of a fail here? They're gonna find out about it soon enough anyway. Yeah, like I could have first killed their thing and then taken the chalice with my Thoughtseize. Would have been a better play. At least chalice means they don't get to stop my Liliana killing their Endless One for now. Unless like their 4th card is another creature. Chalice for 2 would be annoying though, because it stops Smallpox and some other 4 drops, some other 2 drops that are in the deck. Upkeep, nope. That's one too many. Keep the swamp in hand in case we want to upkeep kill something. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can already play 7 drops. That's kind of worrying. They can't activate Eye of Ugin yet, because at that point we just lose. So they have only City of Traders. Next turn, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Next turn they're... If they find the land here, they can play it, and then next turn City of Traders. Actually no, they can't. They have to play City of Traders here, and then top deck another land and activate Eye of Ugin in respawn. Although Liliana plussing would be kind of good at... Oh, that's rough. Okay. We need to attack the Liliana though, so I have 2 more turns to find it out. Let's ping them and auto pass. Basic swamp. That's a pity. No, we can't draw Toxic Deluge anymore for the win. I mean, not for the win, for the not lose. Next turn I can activate Eye of Ugin. So we're in a very bad spot. And I could have avoided it just by not letting them have the chalice, but by taking the chalice with the Thoughtseize, by having a more correct sequencing. Definitely a Ratchet Bomb matchup. Definitely a Damnation matchup. Damnation to the slaughter. Ratchet Bomb. Doomstalker seems better than Confident because we can't afford to lose a bunch of life. This kills Mimic, so might be worth it. Pithing Needle and Spyglass are other considerations, just to stop their Eye of Ugin. But maybe Wasteland in case we were light on lands, but yeah, Curse Scroll doesn't do enough, I think. Probably bring in just one Spyglass. I think Dark Ritual is necessary if they chalice on one, it's kind of bad. But we need to play out our hand as quickly as possible, I think. Just so we don't die before, like, I don't want to die with like 5 cards left in my hand, because I never had the mana to play them. Like stuff like Damnation costs 4 mana, so that's actually Collective Brutality is worse than Inquisition, I think, because they don't have a whole lot of creatures that die to Brutality. Just Mimic and very small Endless Ones. And Matter Reshaper actually, but yes, I would like to play first. Nah, this hand, no, if we never draw a second land we just lose. So at least here we get to scry, and this is risky. I think I don't want to put it on the bottom, but it is kind of dependent on them not wasting our Mishra's Factory and on us drawing another land there. Probably want to take Endless One here, just so they don't like double Endless One us on turn 1. That was a good top deck. Spirit Guide, Endless One. And because we're gonna draw the Toxic Deluge, we need to Thoughtseize away their Thought-Knot Seer here. So otherwise we're gonna lose that. And then we're also taking more damage of the Eldrazi Mimic and so on. I think I can't afford to wait here, can I? Actually, I have a Fatal Push as well. I think maybe I Thoughtseize here. They could have drawn a Smasher that I don't want to lose to. Or Endbringer. And now we get to preserve our Toxic Deluge for whenever it's really necessary, like them playing something else. We're still kind of weak to Smasher. Like, if they play Smasher, we need to block the Mimic. We take 5, we go down to 6, and we need to Deluge for 5. So we go down to 1 if they ever draw Smasher. And they already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So if they draw another Ancient Tomb, they can Eye of Ugin for it next turn. Fortunately, we have a creature that's as big as a Smasher. I have a lot of sorcery, so in case I ever need my Delirium to the slaughter, I would probably want to leave the Fatal Push in my graveyard instead of the sorceries, because I already have another sorcery right here. So they need one more land to activate Eye of Ugin, so that means we need to top deck Wasteland or Sorcerer's Spyglass this turn, in order not to die to getting smashed every turn. Snaring Bridge would be reasonable in a match like this, but actually this does stop a Smasher for a while, so I might just either attack here or deluge this away and attack. That's a tricky one. I think I just attack and keep this as a blocker. It does leave me in not a great position against a Smasher, but at least we get to kill their Eldrazi Mimic with the To the Slaughter. And I also need to kill them before they kill me. So keeping everything as blockers forever just isn't gonna do it, I think. Sure, I'll make them sacrifice something. I guess killing the Mimic last turn would have been better, because now we need to pay 5 life to kill their Smasher, which could have been avoided. And then we also need to kill our own Tombstalker. But we couldn't have predicted them to top deck exactly that. So we go down to 1, or I block. I think I can't afford... I think I better go down to 1 and leave at least my Mishra's Factory alive. And having no creatures left at all. So I attack first, and then I deluge for 5. And now we need them to not draw anything good or like a land for Eye of Ugin in 5 turns, so that's not the best position to be in for us. Oh, no way. Okay. GG, opponent. Let's see what we would have drawn. Draw a card. Nope, would not have done it. Okay, I think the suboptimal play with the To the slaughter didn't matter there. I think would have lost anyway. So anyway, the deck performed okay, like not great, not the worst. It's still, I think it still has a lot of potential. It just has some very bad matchups. So I'll see you for the next video.